Hello, everyone. Welcome back to BrieflyNews. Today, we dive into a rather controversial topic that's been buzzing in celebrity circles, particularly regarding Drea Michele's thoughts on Mariah Carey's relationship with younger musician Paak. Drea Michele, former reality TV star and model, had some strong opinions regarding Mariah Carey's relationship with the younger man. The public has been talking about the age difference between Mariah, who's 55, and Anderson, who's almost 40. While many have celebrated their love, Drea seems annoyed by the selective attention the age gap has received. She made a statement online that seemed to indirectly target the situation, referencing her own history and the scrutiny she faced for dating a younger man. The post that sparked the discussion was a comment Drea shared, which said, "That's that 17-year age gap, smile go Mimi with y'all selective A's." The message was clearly sarcastic and had a shady undertone, pointing out the double standard in how people view relationships with age gaps. While Drea has been criticized for dating someone much younger than herself, she felt that people seemed to ignore the same criticism when it came to Mariah. Now, the relationship that Drea is talking about is her relationship with 22-year-old NBA player Jalen Green, who is nearly the same age as Drea's oldest son. For many, the optics of the situation were unsettling, especially since Jalen used to date a young girl who Drea had known since she was a child. This made things even more uncomfortable when people started talking about how Drea had allegedly been a friend of the girl's family, watching her grow up. One online commentator even tweeted, "I can't get over how Drea was all in Bria Hicks' house, watching her grow up, only to end up dating her ex-boyfriend, Jalen Green. It's just wrong." Indeed, Drea's relationship with Jalen sparked a lot of controversy. People not only had concerns about the significant age gap, but also about how Jalen and Drea's past connections seemed to create an uncomfortable dynamic. The age difference seemed to be just one part of the controversy. For some, the situation seemed morally questionable, especially considering that Drea's actions appeared to have been motivated by securing a financial future. Drea's personal history is full of high-profile relationships, including some with notable entertainers and athletes. She's been linked to several stars and, at one point, was rumored to be romantically involved with Diddy. People have speculated that Drea might have been more interested in securing a bag, a financial security that comes with a relationship with a wealthy partner, than in truly building a relationship. As the narrative goes, Drea might have gotten tired of dating around and pursuing short-term relationships with various men, and instead, she chose to settle down with a young, wealthy NBA player who could provide her with the financial stability she desired. In fact, Jalen Green's NBA contract, which is worth $16 million over 3 years, certainly made him an attractive option for Drea. Critics believe that Drea was using this relationship as a retirement plan. However, Drea's criticism of Mariah Carey's relationship with Paak seems a bit hypocritical. While Mariah is also dating a younger man, the situation with her and Anderson is notably different. Mariah has been married to Nick Cannon, who is 9 years younger than her, and she also previously dated her backup dancer Brian Tanaka, who is younger than her as well. But unlike Drea's situation, Mariah has never dated a man who is the same age as her children, and her relationships have not been motivated by financial gain. Even though the public seems to have moved on from criticizing Mariah for dating younger men, Drea's reaction to the situation reflects some deeper issues. She may feel frustrated by the fact that she constantly gets dragged for her relationship choices, despite similar behavior being overlooked in other cases. Drea's online post was an expression of that frustration, but comparing her relationship with Jalen to Mariah's relationship with Paak simply doesn't hold up. The controversy over Drea and Jalen's relationship, many people believe that Drea's relationship with Jalen Green is inappropriate, not just because of the age difference, but because of the strange connections between Drea, Jalen, and his previous girlfriend, Bria Hicks. If these reports are accurate, it's deeply uncomfortable to think that Drea might have been friends with the girl while she was still growing up, only to later date her ex. On top of that, Jalen's age is very similar to Drea's son's age, which makes it all the more unsettling. Drea has found herself the subject of online ridicule and harsh criticism, with some commentators accusing her of using her relationship with Jalen to secure financial stability. Drea's critics claim that she's simply taking advantage of a situation, using Jalen's wealth and youth to her advantage, but it's important to recognize that everyone has their reasons for entering relationships. And sometimes those reasons may be more complicated than we realize. Whether it's about financial security, companionship, or love, every individual is entitled to pursue relationships on their own terms. However, in Drea's case, the optics of her relationship with Jalen Green are problematic, and that's a hard reality she has to face.
One of my aunts in my family do not talk to me because they think that I, at the age of 16, did something with her partner at the time. I guess she felt like I did something with her partner at that time. And nothing happened, but I'm gonna try to tell the story quickly and also not name any names. And so I was with this aunt for the summer with my sister, and I can't remember how much time had passed since we were there in the summer for a little bit of time to when we got home. And when I think it was my stepmother was going through my phone and she found this conversation, this sort of conversation. And she showed it to my dad, and my dad called that aunt and we spoke about it and we talked about it a little bit. And I remember it was just a lot of emotions, it was a lot going on. I was 16 at the time and I'm 32 now. I had to think about it. So yeah, my aunt was there for me and she was very kind and very nice and was like, I'm so sorry that this happened to you. But then as the years have gone by, it's like that mood and that assumption that I didn't do anything because I was a child was not that assumption anymore. It just felt like love from my family was just cut off and gone. And you're like, but wait, that guy? And it made it even worse because it was like, wait, this guy that was doing this to you on TV? And like, it's kind of cohorts in the same spirit of what was happening. Not in the same cohorts in the same spirit, but like, you know? So for me, it was difficult because I realized that my aunt was starting to feel this way that I initiated, or that it was I'm a part of the problem to blame. And I was saying before that I never should have been put in that situation as a kid at all, ever, especially when there's an adult involved. So I'm 16, I'm at my aunt's house, and when I leave, I'm there for the summer, her husband at the time decides to start sexting me. So sexting in a sexual manner, okay? There was nothing physical that happened, absolutely nothing physical. However, when my parents first brought it up to my aunt, she was there for me, very like, I'm so sorry this happened to you. And as the years have evolved, that has turned into, it's your fault. It's turned into, you were old enough to know right from wrong. And it's turned into something physical happened and you did it. And for me, that's mind-boggling to me, because if there was something that was physical that happened, and I'm 16 years old, this makes this person right. You know the word and I can't use it. And so that is mind-boggling. It's just something that I don't really understand. I'm 16 years old. I'm 16, so I think the hardest part for me was trying to navigate as to why is it me? Do you know? Why am I the scapegoat? Why are you not talking to me? I didn't ask for it. Why do you want me to come to you and say, yes, I had a physical relationship with this person? Like, that makes him do it.
I said that I wouldn't get emotional on this, and I don't know. This person has also had a platform to be able to talk and to be able to show his character of who he is, and like we're just breaking bread with the person as if nothing has happened, or like it's just, I don't know.
The aunt in question was later confirmed to be Drea Braxton, who, according to Ashlee, stopped speaking to her because of the situation with her then-husband Gabe. Gabe, who was involved in multiple affairs and had a history of infidelity, was a significant figure in the Braxton family's drama. Ashlee made it clear that she never had a physical relationship with Gabe but was still punished and ostracized by Drea. The toxicity of the Braxton family dynamics. Unfortunately, this type of family dysfunction is not surprising, given the history of toxicity in the Braxton family. Throughout the years, the Braxtons have been known for their internal conflicts, emotional struggles, and family drama. From their mother Evelyn holding grudges against their father to the various issues that have plagued the family, it's clear that the Braxtons have a long history of unresolved trauma. Drea's treatment of Ashlee, in particular, is a reflection of the toxic communication patterns that have been passed down through generations in their family. Evelyn Braxton, the family matriarch, created an environment where holding grudges and suppressing emotions was the norm. This unhealthy dynamic trickled down to her children, and now, it continues to affect the family. Drea's decision to blame Ashlee for her husband's actions is a clear example of how toxic family patterns can perpetuate. It's sad to think that Ashlee, who was a victim of inappropriate behavior, was made to feel responsible for the situation. The Braxton family, unfortunately, seems to be caught in a cycle of pain, blame, and denial. Ashlee Braxton, the daughter of the Braxtons' older brother Michael Braxton, has revealed some disturbing details about her childhood. In an interview, she opened up about how her mother abandoned her at a young age, and her father remarried to a woman who was abusive to both her and her sister. To make matters worse, Ashlee claims her father was also abusive toward her stepmother. Ashlee's childhood sounds incredibly painful. Growing up in a toxic and abusive environment, she eventually left the country to find some sense of healing. Unfortunately, Ashlee's sister Elle passed away from a drug overdose, which added to the immense trauma Ashlee had already experienced. But the most shocking part of Ashlee's story came when she exposed how one of her aunts, who was a well-known celebrity, cut her off after falsely accusing her of being involved in an inappropriate relationship with her husband. The shocking part? Ashlee was only 16 years old at the time. In an emotional video, Ashlee explained how her aunt became convinced that Ashlee had been involved in some inappropriate behavior with her husband. Despite Ashlee's insistence that nothing physical had occurred, her aunt chose to believe otherwise. Ashlee spoke about how this false assumption caused her to be cut off by the family member, leaving her feeling abandoned once again. Ashlee also shared that her aunt, who had been sympathetic at first, later began blaming her for the situation, even going so far as to accuse her of initiating the relationship. The emotional toll this situation took on Ashlee was significant. And she still struggles with the way her aunt treated her. Mariah Carey's relationship with Paak, a more mature perspective. While Draya might feel frustrated by the public's double standards, her relationship with Jalen Green is not directly comparable to Mariah Carey's relationship with Paak. Yes, Mariah's romantic history includes younger men, but her current relationship with Anderson, who is almost 40, seems more mature. Despite the fact that Anderson is younger than Mariah, they are both adults, and they share a connection that appears to be based on mutual respect and love, rather than any ulterior motive. Paak is a highly respected artist in his own right, and Mariah, at 55, is not dating someone who could be her son's age. As Draya is, Mariah and Anderson's relationship seems like a grown-up dynamic, where both partners are in similar life stages. Mariah's previous relationships have also been with men who were younger, but at the time, they were both fully consenting adults. In comparison, Drea's relationship has a more complex backstory, and that's likely why people continue to scrutinize her actions. It's not uncommon for people to have different standards for public figures depending on their personal experiences, biases, and perceptions. But it's also important to recognize that not all relationships are the same. Mariah's relationship with Anderson, Paak and Drea's relationship with Jalen Green are vastly different. Even though both relationships involve a significant age gap, Ashlee Braxton exposes toxic family secrets. Shifting gears, there's another story that has been making headlines recently, and it involves the Braxton family. The Braxtons, a well-known family in the entertainment industry, have long been in the public eye, particularly due to their reality TV show Braxton Family Values. Recently, one of their relatives, Ashlee Braxton, has been speaking out about her troubling experiences growing up in the Braxton family.